Now, one of the things I talk about in my book, in how to create a positive or healthy data culture, is building a successful data team. Now, if you are a data leader, then you'll find that one of the most challenging things to do is to build a data team. So in my book, I go into more detail about how to build a successful data team. But in this video, I'm just going to cover off some of the key areas that you need to think about. The first thing you need to think about when you're hiring for a data team or building a data team is you need to hire for the present, but you need to plan for the future. Now, what I mean by this is that when you set up a data function and you are doing things in an organization, what will happen is that there are things that need to be done now, and there are things that the organization wants to do in the future. So when you're hiring someone, you want to make sure that they are happy to do something now, and then later on they can develop, or they already have the skills which they can then use to do things in the future. Now, if you don't do that, what happens is that you bring someone in who you've promised that they'll be building, let's say, predictive models, but they come in and for the first 6 to 12 months, all they're doing is reporting. That's not going to go down well, and they're probably likely to leave. So what you're going to do is make sure that when you're hiring people, you know what the tasks are to be done now, and also what the tasks are to be done in the future, and you hire for the now, but you plan for the future. And it could be the case that the people you hire now may not be the people that you will use in the future. If that's the case, you may decide that you want to hire a certain type of person for now, and they will continue to do this task forever or for a long time, and then you hire someone different who can do the more advanced stuff that you may want later, or different stuff that you might want later. So this brings you to what I call sort of the Goldilocks dilemma in hiring. So what you don't want to do is hire someone very senior that they get bored doing sort of the basic tasks, but again at the same time you don't want to hire someone too junior who can't do more of the advanced stuff. So when you're starting off a data function or a data team, you find that you don't have that many people, and so the people that you do hire need to be able to cover a broad spectrum of activities. So make sure you hire someone who's just right, who can do the more basic stuff, and the basic stuff will generally be sort of data cleaning, reporting, providing some very basic analysis, but then they already have the skills, or they can develop the skills to do the more advanced stuff in the future. When you hire your first hire, okay, it's very important that you look for certain things. The first thing that I look for beyond all of their technical skills is proactivity, because when you are building a data team, it's probably you and one other person or 2 other people, and what you can't be doing is micromanaging them, telling them what to do every day. So you need someone who's very proactive, who can get on with stuff, who just needs sort of broad guidance or direction, and they can get on with everything else. They can go out, speak to stakeholders, speak to the rest of the business, they can find the data themselves. And so you want someone who's not going to keep coming back to you for information or what to do next, but they're able to go out and get the information themselves. Make sure that whoever you hire for your first hire or second hire has very practical data expertise. If they're the kind of person who's just done a project for a course, they're not really going to understand the complexity and messiness of real world data. So you actually need to hire someone who's actually worked in a job, who's worked in a role where they've worked with actual real data, understand the messiness of it, the complexity of it. They understand that stakeholders won't always sign things off or won't always contribute at a timely manner, that they're going to have to go around chasing people to get things signed off, chasing people to get access to systems. So you need someone who's had practical real world experience of analyzing and using data. Then that leads on to make sure you get someone who has very strong communication and PR type skills, okay, because they are going to be with you the face of data. So therefore they're going to go out, they're going to communicate what the value of data is, they're going to present the results, but they're going to have to be able to do it in a way that the business understands, the business can also then buy into the value of data. So make sure that when you're interviewing, make sure that person is very good at communicating. Maybe get them to do a small presentation, maybe get them to talk about something that they've communicated to someone or convinced someone of something, and see how they approach that, because you do need someone with good communication skills. You can't hire someone who just sits behind a monitor, because trust me, after a while the business will forget that they're even there. So make sure you hire someone who's very visible, who's able to communicate and also represent you and the data team, because you'll be busy doing other things as well. Now, one of the temptations, or one of the things that you might be tempted to do when you're hiring a data team is just to fill roles. So you've got like, oh, I need a reporting person, I'm just going to find a reporting person. I need someone who can build a predictive model, I'm going to hire someone for that. I need someone who can do Power BI, I hire Power BI. Don't go down that road, because what you're looking at is what the business wants now, not what the business will want in the future or could potentially want in the future. So make sure your hires are quite strategic, that you're looking for people, like I said, who are proactive, who've got practical experience, who've got good communication skills, because what they're able to do is then evolve the data to function, and you might find that you end up doing other things and using other tools from the ones that you're doing currently. So make sure that your hires are quite strategic. They're not very tactical. They're not there just to fill the current role. As I said before, you're sort of planning, hiring for now, but planning for the future. So make sure that they fit that roadmap. So like I said, if you want to know more about how to build data teams, then please do go and get my book from Amazon. If you just type in data culture, type Shorful, it should come up. Or you can go to the publisher's website, Kogan page, and find the book there. Thank you for watching the video. Please do like and share, and look out for my next video.